You guys ready to hear one of the best 80s songs ever? Totally one of my power songs. Hey guys, Mighty Mouse back here. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jessie and I help people say goodbye forever to body dysmorphia, develop loving relationships with food, and heal their minds and bodies with good fats, positivity, and the law of attraction. We're going to jump right into today's topic, and that is how to fix a slow metabolism. I'm going to ask you a couple questions. Do you feel like no matter what you do or try, you cannot lean out or lose weight? Do you find yourself telling people, I just have a slow metabolism, it's genetic, I was born with it? Or have you been told that your metabolism is broken or damaged? Well, I said the exact same thing for years, and I am here to tell you that your body doesn't hate you and your body doesn't want to be fat. Its main focus is always, at the end of the day, survival and protecting you. So if you have a slower metabolism, it's more than likely because of these things. One, a very restrictive diet over a long period of time. This doesn't happen overnight. If ever you have done any form of restriction, it does alter your metabolism, but temporarily. The longer you've done it, the longer it takes to fix, but it absolutely can be done. The other thing that tends to cause a slower metabolism is over-exercise. So if you listen to the fitness industry these days, it's going to tell you that you need to be working out every single day and to push. Well, I did that for years, and I'm sure a whole bunch of you guys have tried that too. And while it may temporarily get you results, how many of you have been able to maintain it? Well, I haven't. And I know from experience that the more you push yourself beyond what your body wants you to do, eventually your body bites back, as I always say, and it will force you to be extremely fatigued and increase your appetite, or even shut down your appetite depending on how long you've been doing it, in order to get you to come back to homeostasis, where your body would like to be, so that you can recover and heal. If you've done either of these two things, I promise you there are solutions. So here we go. Number one is you need to make sure that you are always eating enough. And that might mean for a while that you eat quite a bit more than you've been used to eating. You need to stop ignoring your body's natural hunger signals. And here's the analogy that I always like to give people. If you have to pee, do you tell yourself, no, you're only supposed to pee at specific times of the day, so I'm only going to pee at 10 and 2 and 5. No, you don't. You go as soon as you're able. Now, sometimes things get in the way, like you've got a busy day at work, or you're in the car and you badly need to go, but you need to wait until you get home or are able to stop. But at the end of the day, you're not going to ignore the fact that you need to pee. So it's no different than listening to your body's natural hunger signals. If you are hungry, that is your body's way of telling you to eat. So don't skip meals just to follow some kind of food rules that tell you don't eat after 7 p.m. if you don't want to gain weight, and you need to skip breakfast in order to cut calories. Don't listen to rules that are solely based on the fact that somebody told you to do it. Listen to your body. If you are somebody who wakes up in the morning and doesn't feel hungry, then yes, obviously listen to your body and don't eat. And I'm all for intermittent fasting and things like that if your body feels good when you do it, but a lot of times people tend to force things like that just because they've read somewhere or heard somewhere that it's healthy for them and can help them lose weight. But if your body is sending you signals like you're ravenously hungry or you are exhausted during that period of time, what that's telling you is that you need to be eating when your body says to. Now, clearly, you guys all know that I'm a big proponent in trying to make sure that you eat lots of healthy fats in order to stabilize your blood sugar and balance out your hormones and keep you feeling satisfied and satiated during and well after your meals, and to try to eat foods that are higher in nutrients, which come from whole foods rather than processed. But if you've been restricting in general for a very, very long time, then one of the best ways to boost your metabolism is start bringing in more calories, to start teaching your body that you are no longer going to restrict it, which tells it that it does not need to be in survival anymore. It can just let go and allow you to be at the body leanness that your body was meant to. And as you guys have heard me say before, all of our bodies are different. We're not all going to look like Victoria's Secret models, but that isn't a bad thing. I think it's awesome that we have different body types and that no two people look exactly the same. Another thing that is really helpful and really helped me, you guys know again that I came from an eating disorder background, and especially these last 6 months I've been really focusing on trying to get out of the starvation restriction mode that I had been in for 15 plus years. And a great way to start teaching your body to speed up your metabolism is eat calorically dense foods. Stop trying to trick your body to being full with super water dense foods. Now, clearly I'm not saying not to eat salads and fruits and vegetables by all means, because they're super healthy for you. But if you are genuinely hungry and you've had a big salad, in other words, you're still hungry after that, stop ignoring that. What your body's trying to tell you is that it did not get enough calories. Whether or not you eat enough volume doesn't necessarily mean that you're not still going to be hungry. So if you were to take that same salad, let's say if you're still craving a salad, but you add a whole bunch of avocado or some wild salmon or olive oil, and eat as much as you want of that, as much as your body tells you to, I know your body is going to feel more satiated, which is going to signal your body there is no restriction, there is no starvation, all is well, and you do not have to hold on to body fat anymore because I'm going to feed you regularly. So calorically dense foods are really good for signaling the body that there's no more restriction or starvation going on, and you can start letting go of excess body fat. Thirdly, stop pushing yourself through exercise that makes you feel exhausted and or sick and just plain miserable. Also, stop thinking of exercise as a way to burn off calories. Exercise should be done to energize you and to make you stronger. You should be using the food you eat to actually fuel your workouts so that you have more energy and so that you actually look forward to exercising. So exercise for you should not be something that you dread. So if you're sitting there going like this, ugh, I should go to the gym, I just really don't want to because I'm so tired and I hate lifting weights or I hate doing cardio. Stop. I mean, it can be anything. If you're somebody, even though I am a proponent of weight training being super beneficial for your body, if it's something that you absolutely hate doing or you hate running and you think that that's something you're supposed to do, find something that you actually look forward to. And in the beginning, that might just be walking while you listen to your favorite music or just in getting out and enjoying nature. Over time, the more active you become, the more you'll look forward to it because you're doing things that you actually enjoy doing, which make you want to move more. And like I said, I can't stress enough that you should be using food to give you energy to want to move. A lot of times when we don't look forward to exercise or we're dreading it, it's because we're not fueling our bodies enough to give us enough energy. Fourth, you knew it was coming, decrease stress in your life. I know you've probably all heard of the stress hormone that we all possess called cortisol, and we all are taught that it's a bad thing, and it's not. It's there to protect us, but when we But when we stay in chronically elevated levels of cortisol, it signals the body that there is constant danger. And that immediately drives our body into, yet again, survival mode. This will make you continue to store body fat, and it will slow down your metabolism in an effort to protect you from expending more energy than you're getting back in. So through primal times, if we would be constantly running from tigers and hunting all the time without rest and without replenishing with enough food, our bodies would naturally slow our metabolism to make sure that we survive. That's exactly what's going on with you if you're finding that you're chronically stressed and finding it difficult to speed up your metabolism. And lastly, get as much rest and recovery as your body is asking for. And that's going to be different for everybody. So what I have done in my recovery from my health problems as well as disordered eating is make sure that I take it day to day. I try to make sure that I do something active just because I believe that that helps with circulation, and it does definitely give you energy. It helps improve your digestion. So that could just be going for a walk or doing some stretching after you've warmed up for at least 5 to 10 minutes. And then days when I have more energy, I'll do a little bit more difficult workout, but I just really gauge it based on my body. So sometimes I will think, okay, I think I have a little bit more energy today, so I'm just going to try a workout that's a little bit more difficult and just kind of gauge it based on how I feel. And if I'm feeling a little bit more tired that day, I'll scale back the intensity and just try to look at it as enjoying the music I'm listening to and knowing that I'm doing something really healthy for my body. But if you continue to stay up late or you get up early to exercise and compromise on sleep, you are actually defeating the purpose. And yet again, survival mode. I know I keep reiterating this, guys, but it really is the number one reason that you're struggling with your metabolism being slow. We want to get our bodies out of that danger zone, this I need to survive constantly before anything else mode, in order to speed up your metabolism. So I guarantee you guys, if you follow all these things that I just suggested to you, you're going to see massive improvements in your metabolism. And just to kind of give you guys an update on mine, so earlier this year when I really focused on trying to allow my body to recover from the parts of my eating disorder that were still remaining, I let myself go through time where my body was extremely hungry because I had restricted for a really long period of time. I cut way back on exercise, and again, just listened to my body and was active when my body told me to be. And I've been doing that consistently since February, so it's been about 5 months now. And I'm starting to notice that without doing anything different, my metabolism is speeding up. I don't feel cold nearly as much as I used to, and my clothes are fitting looser. I was having to, just to give you guys an example here, I was having to buy large size sport bras just because they were really tight in my midsection because of all the inflammation I had going on in my gut. I have not dieted. I mean, I'm exercising, but nothing extreme, and it's finally starting to come off. I'm back in my medium size, and they're really comfortable. So I promise you guys this works. I know it can be scary at first because if you've been in restriction for a really long period of time, you can go through a phase where you get a little bit inflamed and retain a little bit of water, which is nothing more than, again, your body trying to protect you because it doesn't know when you're going to restrict it or over-exercise again. But it does go away when you just keep trusting the process and listening to what, again, your body is asking for. So it works. I'm super excited to see the progress I continue to make the rest of this year, and I will continue to tell you guys about it. So again, I hope that was helpful to you guys. Feel free to like this video if you liked it. Share if you think that it could be helpful to someone who may be struggling with a slow metabolism. And remember that you are always more wonderful, beautiful, and special than you ever give yourself credit for. So have a great day, guys, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.
Well, hello. Did you come to say goodbye to everyone?
Hello, guys. I eat and I listen to my body all the time, and I am beautiful and I have no problems, right? That's a good girl. Say bye.